Hey guys, Curious here. I was looking up some things when I was talking about the Venus Project and some of my techno-agrarian ideas, and it's kind of disturbing because I looked it up and it started in 1919, the technocracy movement, and it's kind of bad because it comes from the Columbia School, and there's a lot of friggin' things. It just says basically it's just socialism. Pretty much. It's from the Columbia School, which is a socialist thing. And what else is here? It came from Howard Scott. And, and he's the one who friggin' started the technocracy. That's just too much to believe. And it's very interesting that the guy who created the Venus Project was also the technocracy. And I really never knew all this. It's kind of unsettling, to be honest. But one thing that really kind of gets to me is that I hate to say it, but it kind of echoes everything I've been saying so far, which is really unsettling to me because I'm very anti-communist and socialist, I thought. Well, if I'm stuck between being a friggin' Ayn Rand objectivist and a friggin' technocracy person, geez, I don't know. But here's what I've been saying, and it's a quote from him. And let me just read it off the wiki here. It says, "At the core of Scott's vision was an energy theory of value. Since the basic measure common to the production of all goods and services was energy, he reasoned that the sole scientific foundation for the monetary system was also energy, and that by using an energy metric instead of a monetary metric, energy certificates and energy accounting, or carbon, a more effective design of society could be made." Now, that's fine, but the problem is they wanted to put people in positions. They wanted to put scientists and engineers in the place of politicians and businessmen, and I just don't see that working. So this, like I said, I'm really stuck between being an Ayn Rand objectivist and a person who supports the technocracy movement, which is like the Venus Project. There are differences. Because I've said it before, the Arcadia Initiative and my little frigging thing, the dartboard of frigging urban, suburban, industrial areas or distribution areas for these grids coming out. I can't get my finger to move right. Yeah, these grids coming out like this, and the energy driving areas. In other words, a procedure to have a modular Venus project. But this is a county-wide thing. Because with thermal depolarization, you can take oil and coal and biomass, in other words, trash and sewage, and you can make it into bio-oil again to make it into plastic. And if you make everything out of plastic except the stuff that people would drink from, none of it really has to be dumped into the ocean or buried in a landfill or put out to sea. I mean, dumped in the river. You can recycle all that stuff. And you can use the potable water for industrial needs, as well as all the chemicals you get back from it. The metals that would be in the oils or the coals. Yeah, And while it would have a great greenhouse effect, why it would have a greater greenhouse effect, you would be saving so much on pollutants that the ecosphere could survive it. And plus, there'd be a lot less space for agriculture or need for agricultural space, because there would be a renewable uh, subsidy value. All crops that needed to be subsidized because there was too much of them could be turned into crop fuel again. And that could go into energy making, localized electric grid, or into plastics to make building materials and basically building materials and yeah, industrial uses like consumer items and stuff. It's ironic to think that plastics and oil would be the one thing that would be the most environmental. At least that's what I keep saying. Because it would all be redeemable. A completely redeemable society that uses bio-waste and keeps recycling these things. Of course, eventually they'll burn off into the air, but there won't be pollutants in the air because you've taken all that stuff out of it. The heavy metals, the pollutants, the sulfurs, everything that would add up to pollution except for greenhouse gases. And that's the way it would work.